All right, so this is the second part of the worksheet where we're actually applying the formulas or the equations that we deciphered earlier on, okay? And so I encourage you to watch the first part before getting into this because you'll need that info. All right, if 20 people go on the coach trip, how much will each have to pay? So by coach, again, that's an old term for you usually take coach when you take a bus, okay? So the bus equation, okay, which we discussed was a rational function, was 300 over x, okay? And so if 20 people go on the trip, how much will each pay? All right, so in the scenario, x was the number of people, okay, and y was how much it would cost each person. So in this scenario, it tells me 20 people are going. So we know what x is. We know exactly what x is going to be. So I can plug in 20 for the people, but I still don't know how much money that's going to cost each person. So let's plug it in. So y equals 300 divided by 20, which, I mean, you can pull out a calculator and find this out, but I find it much more enjoyable to do some mental math. The rule about tens or working with tens is that I can cross an equal amount of zeros, top and bottom. So I'm over 30 divided by 2. Well, I know that's going to equal 15. But 15 what? Y equals, oh, money. That's right. I wrote that off to the side. So it's going to cost each person $15 to go on a coach trip. All right, then lastly, part D, how much will my car be worth after 2 years? Okay. In the scenario, we use the exponential function, which I'll write right here. It was y equals 2,000 times 0.5 to the x power. Okay, I know they put like an x there, but parentheses mean the same thing. All right, so after 2 years, in this scenario, x was time in years, okay, and y was how much it's worth, or it's how much money is it worth. Okay, so in this time, in this question, it tells me years, so it tells me how much time it has elapsed to tell me how much my car is going to be worth. So I'm going to plug in 2 for time, and then we're going to find out how much it's going to be worth. Okay, so y equals 2,000 times 0.5 squared. Okay, which, again, you can pull out a calculator, but it's not that hard. 0.5 squared is going to give me 2,000 times 0.25. Or really, that means 2,000 divided by 4, because 0.25 is a fourth. Okay, so 2,000 divided by 4 is actually going to equal 500. So my car will be worth 500 what? Well, money is, oh, dollars, yes, okay. So my car will be worth $500 after 2 years. Okay? So when we deal with functions, it's important to know what kind of function you're dealing with, number one, because when you make the equation, it's not as simple as making just a simple distance, rate, and time equation. It may be more complex, especially when you have more complex variables and scenarios. But using all these different tips and tricks, I hope you're able to see why each scenario was either linear or rational or exponential. And again, I detailed those finer points in other videos. But here's kind of the breakdown of how we do that. And so I feel very confident that if you were given a quiz on this, you guys can handle it, being able to identify what kind of function it is, and then given the function, would you be able to solve it?